Hey there, you horror-craving cinephiles! I'm back today with a really interesting Aussie flick called Lake Mungo. This one's a pretty popular cult classic, so strap in for a disturbing story about a supernatural disappearance. Alright, let's go! The movie starts off and wastes no time in establishing a creepy atmosphere with some unsettling photographs of the Palmer family. The family members include Father Russell, Mother June, and siblings Matthew and Alice. We can hear the family talking about Alice in a worried way. They mention something about her keeping secrets. Here's a nice family picture to lighten the mood. No wait, the text on the screen now tells us that some shit is gonna go down. Well, I guess that's what you should expect going into a horror movie. The film plays out in one of those found footage film type formats, and we're taken to a town called Arafat. A call recording plays in the background, and all I can understand from this is that somebody's gone missing. And here's our title card. Okay, so the bottom line is that the 16-year-old Alice has gone missing after going on a swimming trip with her family. The movie shifts over to a documentary-style format, and we get separate accounts from each of her family members, where they talk about what went down during her disappearance. Bruh, I gotta admit, this footage looks like some seriously legit shit. I should remind you guys that this is a fictional story, so don't get too excited about any real-world events. Trust me, I think we're way better off without any spooky tales like this one. Also, if that was a spoiler for you guys, I'm sorry, okay? I mean, this came out in 2008. You really can't expect me to give you any warnings for stuff this old. Anyway, the mockumentary continues with some other participants talking about Alice and how her disappearance affected the family. These people include her grandparents, her boyfriend, and a bunch of other people who aren't very important right now. I gotta give props though to the editing team though, because this sequence looks exactly like one of those over-the-top documentary dramas. We get some generic information about the missing girl, and then there are some typical moments filled with emotional stuff coming from her mom and dad. You know how it is. Okay, so the story really starts to gain some momentum after the cops go on to locate Alice's body after using sonar technology. Russell takes a look to identify the body, while June sits in the car because, of course, she can't bear to see her own daughter in such a horrible state. And I'm kinda with her on this one. Goddamn, that corpse looks horrifying. The effects team really did a number on that prop. Now that we've got a dead body on our hands, some basic formalities follow for poor little Alice. But wait, a character named George Ritter tells us that things are gonna get a whole lot worse now. The Palmer house starts to experience some spooky occurrences, and the family even encounters some of this head-on. June talks about a dream where she finds Alice standing by the bed, dripping with water and weeds, kinda like how her body showed up. Ugh. She goes on to say that she couldn't even rest after this, and that she'd sleepwalk into other people's houses just to feel like she was a part of somebody else's life. Okay, that one is a little sus, but I'm gonna let it pass because of the trauma that she's going through. Russell, on the other hand, has been able to deal with his loss by focusing on work. He was pretty grateful at first to be moving on from the incident, but this ain't a family movie, so things get weird again soon enough. He mentions one night that he hears some strange noises coming from Alice's room, and then sees her enter the room? Bro, what? She apparently doesn't want her dad interrupting her private time, so she shouts at him to leave the room. Russell ain't messing with ghosts, so he does just that. Okay, now it gets even weirder. Matthew goes to the doctor with some really weird injuries, and the medical dudes can't come up with anything conclusive to understand how that happened. One of Matthew's friends talks about their relationship, and we then find out about his love for photography. Hey, that's a nice thing, right? Nope, shit goes south when he finds Alice in one of his yearly backyard photographs. Then there's the Whittle family, who also notice someone in one of their photographs. Man, what is going on here? Hey, there she is again, in another picture. June says that she's discomforted by this latest development. Discomforted? Bruh, I'd straight up leave the country if I saw a ghost in my backyard. I guess the main reason why the mom still isn't spooked out is because it gives her a reason to believe that Alice is still alive. She even starts doubting Russell despite him having seen the freaking body. Her belief is so strong that Russell actually decides to exhume the body and send it over for DNA testing, just to be sure about it. The family gets a bit of news coverage in the process, but the results turn out to be a match. So wait, if that really is Alice's dead body, then what the hell are these photographs? Now I want answers. Matthew's had enough of this, so he sets up a video camera to record any unusual phenomenon in the house. You know, like an Aussie version of Paranormal Activity, and oh boy, the footage does not disappoint. A mysterious figure is seen moving through the house, and it looks pretty freaking creepy if you ask me. This is a lot to take in, so June contracts a psychic named Ray to help her deal with Alice's death. They meet, and after a slight burst of emotion, Ray hypnotizes June and instructs her to walk around her house. She can see Alice's sneakers outside her room, indicating that she might be there. June goes inside the room to check it out and then finds her daughter sitting in the chair. Yeah, this movie's got no chill. Russell isn't too keen on psychics and doesn't accept Ray's suggestion. Maybe he's not seen the Insidious movies. Anyway, Matthew convinces his dad to agree, and they do it also while recording the whole thing. At first it appears to be a failure, but on reviewing the footage later, they find an image of Alice again. You know, there might not be any special effects or massive monsters, but I was kind of pissing my pants by now. It's a pretty effective horror movie. While this could be some pretty damning evidence, the other interviewees and the cops are a bit skeptical of Ray and doubt the footage. Meanwhile, Ray continues with his work and wants to help Matthew deal with this situation. Now, you might be thinking that there's a lot of proof to suggest that Alice's ghost really is there, but there's a twist coming up for you that even M. Night Shyamalan wouldn't have been able to imagine. The Whittle family goes through some of their own video footage. They learn that the mysterious figure was actually Matthew and not Alice. Yep, that kid was planting these images of his sister all along. Damn it, Matthew, what the hell is going on, dude? Don't make these things worse for your family. He basically did this to help his mom get some closure upon seeing Alice's body. But yeah, I don't think that turned out the way he would have wanted. Russell goes on to share how difficult this was for the family, especially considering that every newspaper and magazine wanted to do a story on them after the big reveal. Also, I must say that even though this is a low-budget movie, that background score is just so sublime. We're back to some documentary-style interviews, and we get a nice recap of some of the family's finer moments. A recap video within a recap video. Christopher Nolan would have been proud. But wait, we're not quite done yet. Matthew is away from the house for 3 days, but he still leaves the cameras on to record stuff. Alice shows up in the recordings, and this time, it's not a fake edit. So I guess ghosts do exist. There's a mini jump scare with Alice's image popping up, but trust me, that's got nothing on what follows after. June suspects something and reviews Matthew's edited tapes. She spots their ex-neighbor, Brett Tuhey, in the clip. I don't like the look of this. June opens up Alice's safe and finds a tape that she assumes was the reason why Brett broke into the house. They play the tape, and, well, it ain't pretty. It turns out that this explicit content was filmed when Alice was babysitting at his house. She apparently had a thing going on with Brett and his wife. The parents want the cops to find him, but they really can't lay any charges because the act looks consensual and Alice is old enough for that kind of stuff under their local laws. Jesus, this is getting uglier. The conspiracy doesn't just stop there. June finds out that Alice had consulted Ray 5 months before her death. The family can't trust the psychic anymore as we see some of the footage during their session. June reads out one of Alice's diary entries, and it's really emotional because it shows us just how helpless Alice had become right before her death, and how she felt alone even despite being around her family. Man, this is rough. Okay, now Alice's boyfriend mentions the time they went to Lake Mungo on a school trip just before her death. One of the girls, whose name is Kate, managed to record Alice burying something under a tree near the lake. The fish doesn't smell too good from here if you ask me. The family uncovers the digging site and they recover some of Alice's most valuable possessions in a packet. They find her phone and charge it back up to check for any clues. Now we see shots of the phone footage paralleled against Alice's sessions with Ray. She talks about something bad that might have happened or has already happened to her. Hey wait, what the hell is that? Wait, oh no, it's a jump scare. That's right, that's Alice's dead body. But how did she recover her own corpse? Crazy stuff, man. There's no freaking explanation for this, and the family can only reason that Alice saw her own ghost. This realization somehow makes the whole house calm, and the Palmers decide to move out to give her peace. We now see June's final consultation with Ray, where she mentally enters the house once again after some hypnosis. Side by side, we see a clip of Alice's session with Ray, and after a lot of analysis, I think these visions are connected. So was Alice seeing herself as a ghost in her mom's hypnosis session? I don't even know anymore. All I can say is that indie directors sure know how to cook up some seriously twisted shit. The family leaves the house, and we see that photograph from earlier, and we notice that Alice is actually in the background. The credits roll, but that's not the end. We see more footage of Alice in the past videos where we didn't notice her at first. The movie finally ends with Alice's ghostly figure standing by Lake Mungo. Freaky. Jesus Christ, I had to sleep with the lights on after that one. Really great stuff. Anyway, if you've got any more movies in mind, be sure to share them below in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to stay updated, and hit me up on Patreon for exclusive content. Don't forget my socials either. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one.